All right. Okay, so I am making these videos because I know some of us are struggling, so I want you to have a reference at home. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you two examples of adding fractions so that you have a reference to look back at for your steps. So we always start with finding our least common multiple by making our double-sided t-chart. And we're going to do this by listing our multiples of our denominators. So we're going to take 16 and 4 because those are our denominators. 16 times 1 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. And then we'll stop there and double check on our 4s. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. And 4 times 4 is 16. So we see that they both have a common multiple of 16. And yes, they do share other ones, but that is our least common multiple. So we're going to use that to make our new equivalent fractions using the denominator of 16. So we're going to take our current fractions of 6/16 and draw our dominoes box. Because anything we do to the bottom, we must do to the top. I know that I got 16 times 1 equals 16. So I need to do 6 times 1 equals 6. 4 times 4 equals 16. So 1 times 4 is 4. Now I have my equivalent fractions. I'm going to take them and I'm going to say 6 over 16. I am adding, and I add across the top, so 6 plus 4 is 10. My denominator stays the same, and that is my answer. But now I need to take it and I need to simplify. Because this is not an improper fraction, I need to find my greatest common factor. I take my numerator. I figure out all the ways I can make 10 using factors. So 1 times 10, 2 times 5, 3 does not work because 3 times 9, or 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 times 4 is 12, so that's not going to work. 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 3 is 12, so that's also not going to work. And now I'm back to 5, so I know I'm done factoring. Then I'm going to take my denominator of 16, and if my denominator is 16, I have to figure out all the ways I can make that. So 1 times 16, 2 times 8, and 4 times 4. If I use the same number on both sides, that tells me that I'm finished. Now I circle what they have in common. So they have a 1 in common, they have a 2 in common, and they don't share any other factors. Of these two common factors, 2 is the greatest. Now I take my fraction from before, 10 over 16. I use my dominoes box again, and I am going to divide by my greatest common factor of 2. So 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 16 divided by 2 is 8. That is my final answer. All right, I'm going to do it one more time for you. First step is for me to find my least common multiple. And remember, I do this by drawing my double-sided t-chart. And I put my denominators up top. I list my multiples. 3 times 1 is 3, times 2 is 6, times 3 is 9, times 4 is 12, times 5 is 15. 15 times 1 is 15. 15 times 2 is 30. Their least common multiple is 15. So 15 is going to become my new denominator. Then I'm going to go ahead and bring down my fractions from over here so I can figure out where I got these numbers from. So I draw my dominoes box because anything I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. To get from 3 to 15, I know that I multiplied by 5, so I have to multiply 1 times 5 to get 5 for my numerator. 15 times 1 is 15, So 4 times 1 is 4. Now we're going to go ahead and bring this over. 5 over 15 plus 4 over 15 equals 9 over 15. Now that I have my answer, I need to simplify by finding my greatest common factor. Remember, if this was an improper fraction, I would need to divide, but because my numerator is smaller than my denominator, all I have to do is find my greatest common factor and then simplify. I put my numerator from here on top and my denominator from here on top. 1 times 9 makes 9. Nothing with a 2 will make 9, but 3 times 3 will make 9. And now that I've used the same number on both sides, I know that I'm finished. 1 and 15 make 15. 15 is odd, so 2 is not going to work. 3 times 5 makes 15. And nothing times 4 will make 15, so I know I'm finished because I'm back to 5. Let's circle what they have in common. They share a 1, they share a 3, and that's it. So out of those two common factors, 3 is my greatest. I take my fraction, 9 over 15, and I use my greatest common factor to simplify by dividing. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So my final answer is 3/5. I hope this helps.